Hello, book bestie, and welcome back to my channel. If I'm a new face to you, my name is Lauren, aka Lauren Page Reads over here on YouTube, but also on Instagram and TikTok, so make sure you go check those out too for all the bookish goodies. This morning we are talking all about my September reading wrap up, because it is October. Yay! And I have so many goodies in store for you for the month of October. But first and foremost, we need to get my September reading wrap up out of the way. I am so thrilled with how I did in September. And if you remember my August reading wrap up, I said September is the month of romance for me. Yes, it was. Let's get into some of the stats first, and then I will go into all the detail about all the books that I read and if you should read them too. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But spoiler alert, there wasn't any ugly. It was just a lot of romance. Alrighty, in the month of September, I read 2,500 pages. Lovely. And that makes up 11% of the total pages I've read for the year so far. So honestly, not too bad. I'm not upset by it because I read 11 books. Yes, I am back on track to hit my 120 book goal for the year. Yay. And if you do the math like really quickly, that's 10 books a month, 2.5-ish books a week, give or take. I will share on the screen my book projection for the whole year 2025. You can see this lovely little graph that I have laid out. Very simple to follow, and you can see I've already finished a book in October, but we are right on track. Let's just get into the books, my thoughts on them, and these are just like my honest stream of conscious thoughts on these books, so grain of salt if you may. First up, I have All's Fair in Love and Treachery by Celeste Connolly, and this one was pretty good. It's the first book of September. I think I said this in my August wrap up. Her writing for like the first 50% is like info dumping. I had a little bit better of a grasp on it this time around because I was familiar with the characters from book 1, and this is book 2 in the Lady Petra mystery series. It took a while to get to it, and I mean, it was fine. I'm still enjoying the series, but I did put it on pause because I have book 3. I have an art copy of book 3, which comes out next month. It was a lot, and honestly, I could tell it was making me not want to read. It was putting me in a slump. Lady Petra goes on a lovely adventure. There's, what is it, like the war in France maybe has come to an end. She's helping out at an orphanage girls' home. Somebody has been murdered. I think like the head mistress was murdered, and there were 3 witnesses, and Lady Petra has to figure out which one killed her. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of like rabbit trails she has to go down. Honestly, it was really enjoyable and pretty apt for the time, even though it's written in 2024, 25, something like that. Overall, it was enjoyable. I think it was not the right vibe that I wanted to be in. And that is when everything turned around for me in my reading in September, because book 2 was Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, which was the Barnes Noble Cafe $5 book. Okay, and it had sprayed edges, so pretty. I think the deal is like if you go to the cafe and you order an item from the cafe, like I got a pumpkin spice latte because I'm basic, you can get this book along with your purchase for $5. Tested it out because I saw it on TikTok. It actually worked. The book was adorable. I don't know how Barnes Noble does this. I think it's something with like clearing their stock. The book was so cute, and I actually probably should hop back over and see what book is October's. I digress. This is a YA book. It's YA. There is romance to it. It's very sweet. It's just not overly romance heavy. Our main girl, she is like sophomore or a junior in high school, lives in a small town somewhere in Vermont, somewhere up in that area, and her mom runs this little coffee shop, but right across the street, essentially a Starbucks store opens. The owners have a son who is in her class, and they have like a little chemistry going. But our main character, she doesn't like to make pumpkin spice lattes because they're all artificial. So she kind of wants to help her mom's coffee shop succeed, and she feels all this pressure on her, even though it is totally not on her. So there's a lot to this book. There are a lot of layers. It was really enjoyable to read, and it was just filled with fall vibes and really got me in the mood, and it made me want to go buy more pumpkin spice lattes. Clever marketing. Also, it made me want to support more small coffee shops and not big chains like Starbucks. Oh, this third book. I was laughing out loud. I was like crying. I was feeling all the feels because it is Sarah Adams' Beg, Borrow, or Steal, and it's book number 3 in her When in Rome series. Set around the siblings in Rome, Kentucky, and we are on to sibling number 3. I think there's 4 total, so we might get a 4th book. I think we are getting a 4th book, but IDK. This one follows the teacher sister who is kind of uptight. Can't remember her name. There is a rival teacher at her school who moved away and now he's back. He's secretly a writer and she's secretly trying to be a writer, and she's trying to send her draft of her book to a publishing agent, and she accidentally sends her spicy book to a her principal, her boss, who is a very conservative middle-aged dude. They go on this whole like little series of adventures connecting with each other and having to get her draft from his email, deleting it. Okay, first off, they're enemies to lovers. He ends up buying the house right next door to her with neither of them knowing that that's how the situation is. It's just really cute, and honestly I was like lulling so hard. I can't remember his name. He apparently is from Evansville, which is just so funny. And so Rome, Kentucky, this fictional place, I think it's fictional, is like an hour away from Evansville. So the whole time he kept mentioning Evansville, I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah, you should have just gone there. It's not a small town. I grew up in Evansville, okay? It's my hometown. It is not a small town. It is not, like, you could have put so many fun little cultural things in there and you didn't. So I was a little bit irritated, but I was like, I like the call out, but I kind of feel like she just looked at a map and I'm like, you didn't really get the whole culture of it. And that's okay. It's a book. It was kind of cool that I had that connection to the MMC, and I really appreciated that. Like, the geography was right. The culture of the geography was not, but I was like laughing the whole time. I was enjoying it. I read the book so quickly. I love Sarah Adams' writings. At the front of the book, at least in the Kindle version, she told us which chapters would have spicy scenes, and so I kept that in my noggin as I was like reading through the book, preparing for it so that I could skip it. So I love that that is now becoming a thing, and I really, really appreciate that some authors are like, I know readers like my writing, but they don't want the spice. Thank you. Book number 4, I found a new author on TikTok. Her name is Kara Joy, and she is an indie Christian romance author. I love her books. I love her books. I literally told my friends to go read her books along with me, and they all did, and we are now like 3 books deep in the Blue Ridge Bay series. Okay, it's set in a small town outside of San Diego in this town called Blue Ridge Bay. So it's following a group of siblings, but in this first book we're following the oldest. I cannot remember his name. I'm sorry, I can't. They are wealthy, but they're Christian. It's essentially a billionaire romance, but Christian. The FMC of this first book, she is the pastor's daughter. She's working her booty off. She doesn't have time for him. Oh, it's kind of second chance romance because they were like childhood friends all growing up, and they both liked each other, but neither of them said anything. And then he moved away and never spoke to her again, and she's like, meh, boo. And then he came back and he's like, actually, I like you. Hopefully that was a good explanation. It was very adorable. Very good book. Highly recommend this series if you want a Christian romance writer, Christian romance book. It is on Kindle Unlimited. Loved it. I devoured the book. Also, don't worry, it's not as long as Francine Rivers' books. I think all of Kara Joy's books are like below 250 pages. Okay, so they're quick, easy reads, enjoyable. How many times can I say enjoyable? A few more, because book number 5 of September was Finding Love in Blue Ridge Bay by Kara Joy. So we are on book number 2. What was this one about? Oh, the second brother. He comes back home from being in the film industry in LA. His mother's personal assistant, they take a liking to each other. Ooh. And then they start pursuing each other. She's kind of like uptight. She has a teenage sister that she has to care for because her mother and father passed away. So she's taking care of her. She's like in her early 30s. And so she's like very, like, her only fun is like she likes knitting blankets, which I don't think there's anything wrong if your hobby is knitting blankets. I like doing that. So I was like, Kara, you kind of called me out. That's not nice. Can you tell I've had like 3 cups of coffee today? Anyway, so the MMC decides, let's do a summer of fun and get her out of her shell, and they fall in love with each other. Happy book. It is exactly what I wanted. Book number 6. One of my favorite authors, Madison Wright, published a new book back in July. I got my signed copy in August and I finally picked it up in September. And here is a call to action to go support your favorite indie authors. Go buy their physical books directly from their websites. Don't do it on Amazon or anything. Go buy it from them, okay? I understand you're gonna get a better deal on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or whatever. Go support them, because not only is all the money going straight to them, I think the happiness and knowing that somebody somewhere out there in the world is reading your book and likes your writing and wants to read your book so badly they bought an actual copy of your book right from you, I think that's important, so go do it. I got really heated, sorry. Anyways, Not Our First Rodeo by Madison Wright. It's a cowboy romance. It is not a Christian romance, okay? It is not a Christian romance, but the spice is there, but you can easily skip over it. Very cute. It's a marriage in crisis. Trigger warning for pregnancy loss throughout this whole book, okay? Elsie and Bo, is his name Bo? I'm gonna call him Bo. If his name is not Bo, I'm gonna giggle. She had an injury, so she was no longer able to be a professional ballet dancer. She got pregnant and lost her baby. And then her panic attacks started being so bad, and she had never told anybody that she had panic attacks. So she told her husband, I want some separation while I figure myself out. So he moves back home to his family's ranch, horse ranch. I don't know what horse ranches do. I guess they ranch horses. Then they have an accidental one-night stand, and 6 weeks later she's pregnant. So they are navigating their marriage in crisis while she is pregnant, while dealing with the loss of their first pregnancy, finding their way back to each other. All of this. The way Bo loves Elsie is adorable. The way he shows up for her, that is what you want. And like from page one, I was like, you go get your girl back. You go get your wife. Your wife. Bo was like, that is my wife. Okay? Maybe that's like a micro trope that I love. The my wife trope. Yeah. Oh, I'm a diehard romance fan, aren't I? Anyways, I loved this book. I think she handled all of the topics in it really well. As somebody who has anxiety, who's had panic attacks, and some of the topics that she talks on in this book, I think she handles them really well. Okay, end of story. Also, I think Madison Wright should have had her baby by now, so congratulations, girl. I'm happy for you. And please keep writing books. Book number 7. Okay, it's Cozy Kisses and Blue Ridge Bay by Kara Joy. So book number 3. This one, it was the two that kept flirting through all the first 2 books. They were like besties, and she wasn't acknowledging that he was into her because she's a single mother. And guess what? They acknowledge. Happily ever after. It was adorable, okay? Oh, and he's a doctor. He's a doctor. He's not just rich or anything doing like real estate. He's a doctor. He's a doctor, honey. What's that sound on TikTok? Book number 8. Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This one, it is spicy. You can skip the spice. Just be aware if you go into this book and you want absolutely no spice, this is not the book for you. But it was a great book. I really enjoyed it. The whole premise is she's in this like job that she hates, but she kind of has to stay there because, I mean, girls got to pay rent in New York City. She's recently divorced, like 6 months removed. So she hates married couples. It's kind of comical, like how annoyed she is by married couples, all because her marriage ended badly, but whatever. She accidentally tells her boss, who is like, marriage, yay. She's like, oh yeah, well, I'm married too. And everybody's like, well, you're not wearing a ring and you've never talked about your husband. And she's like, yeah, because we're going through a rough time. Come to find out, her boss's husband is like the world's best marriage counselor, therapist, whatever you want to call it. And he hosts marriage boot camp summer retreats. So she has to find somebody to be her fake husband for a week. And you know how the whole fake dating trope goes. You know how it goes. Lovely book. There's so much growth from the characters throughout this entire book, from both of them. Because, oh, I can't remember his name. He had a lip piercing. Her name was Scotty. Can't remember his name. I came home from work each night looking forward to getting into my bed early so that I could read this book. That should tell you how good of a book it was. Woo, we made it to book 9, and finally, here's a break from the romance. It's a magical realism book, and it was Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I didn't know R.F. Kuang was kind of slightly like controversial, at least in my friend group. But did I enjoy this book? Yes. Did I know what it was actually about? No. Is it the first R.F. Kuang book I've ever read? Yes. Did I have to listen to it on audiobook or else I wouldn't have finished it? Yep. I totally would have DNF'd this book if I was reading it with my eyeballs. And I will admit that, so thank goodness for audiobooks, okay? It's kind of creepy. It's kind of after like Dante's Inferno with the 9 circles of hell, and they're gonna go try to get back the soul of her professor so that she can complete her like PhD program. All that, it went way off the rails. I never knew what the script was. I never knew what the goal was. And honestly, the ending was kind of funny because it kind of made the whole book unnecessary. So I don't know. It was a very interesting book though. And I kind of wonder if this is like R.F. Kuang's like best representation of her writing. So maybe I have a better idea of like what to go in with in mind for like Babel. Because I haven't read that one, but it's on my Kindle. I think I rated it like 3 stars. It grossed me out. It made me interested. I couldn't stop listening. I don't know. It did all the things, okay? Book number 10. Yay! The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clever. And if you watched my most recent reading vlog where I read this book with no spoilers, and then I have a section where I give you a warning and we talk about like everything that happened, seriously, go check out that video. I'm gonna link it up wherever I link stuff. It was a good book, but I don't think I'm ever gonna read it again. And to be honest, I was debating it this morning and I don't think I really want the copy taking up shelf space in my house. So good book. The end. It was nice. It was very fall. I liked it. I don't know. Go watch the vlog. Best advice for you. And book number 11 was The Last Morning by Camden Baird. I got this one from Prime First Reads. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you are not getting your Prime First Reads, this is your reminder to go do it because there are October books out now and you get a free book, sometimes 2, from just being a Prime member. So that's 12 free books a month. And so this was one of mine, I think my September one. It was a thriller. A little girl gets kidnapped in between getting off her school bus on the first day of school and getting into her kindergarten classroom. Everybody's a suspect. Everybody has weird stuff that's happening behind the scenes, and the reveal, I was not expecting it. I don't know. I like thrillers where like you kind of get the vibe like, oh, this person is giving me like tangles. I did not get that in this book, which made like the reveal and everything like oh my gosh, a little bit more like, wow. Overall, it was a great thriller. I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's available on Kindle Unlimited. IDK, I'm just a girl trying my hardest, right? So those were all the books that I read in September. 11. That's amazing. I'm very proud of myself. We are back on track, I think. Yeah, we're back on track. Okay, I was double checking the math in my head. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Let me know if you went and watched my reading vlog of The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clever. And also let me know if there are any horror or thriller books that need to be on my TBR shelf this October. Keep an eye on the subscription page because I will be having some little spooky goodies dropping for you very soon, and I cannot wait to share them with you. Yay. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you never miss out on any of the bookish videos that I post. I post a new one each and every Friday for you to enjoy. And with that, book bestie, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and going over all the books I read in September. Happy reading. Bye.